Hey everyone, today we'll be restoring this Samsung Galaxy Note 5. As you can see, the front and the back glass is badly shattered, and the housing is also in bad shape, so I thought this would be a perfect restoration for you guys to see. Let's begin. For this restoration, we'll be replacing pretty much everything except for the screen. New OEM screen for this phone costs well over $100. And since the LCD is not damaged and it has no burn-in, we're going to go ahead and do a glass-only refurb. Looks like we're all good to go. Let's begin. As always, with the Samsung phone, we will need to remove the back glass to tear this phone down. Applying constant heat to the back makes it easier to separate the adhesive. Once the phone was hot enough, I went ahead and used a sharp razor blade and a thin metal pry tool to separate the back glass. Removing badly cracked glass like this will surely make a mess, so be sure to clean up your work area after. After removing a ton of screws and the frame, we reveal the board and all the small components. I'm going to go ahead and remove the board. Always start with the battery connector. With the board removed, the battery is next. Samsung puts adhesive strips around the battery, so the best way to remove it is by using isopropyl alcohol and the wide pry tool. After cleaning up, we are ready to separate the LCD from the middle frame. Alrighty, we are here at my screen separating machine, heated at 90 degrees Celsius. Soaking with alcohol will break the adhesive loose, making the separation easier. I first started by inserting my pry tool inside out. This makes it less likely that I can damage the edge of the LCD. Once I have an entry point, I will be using a very thin plastic to do the rest of the separation. These LCDs are very fragile, so I need to be very careful, but with the right technique, it's fairly easy. With the frame finally removed, I need to separate the ribbon cable, then we can start on separating the LCD from the glass. I'm using 0.08mm thin wire to do the separation. It is very important to have a clean entry or else you risk damage to the polarizer. If the polarizer gets damaged, it's not a big deal. It can also be replaced. It's just an extra step that can be avoided. Once I've removed the LCD, I try to clean the glass from the old glue while it's still hot. It's a big headache to remove later if not done right away. Now we will need to clean the LCD with some isopropyl alcohol. I like to clean the LCD in the frame. It holds it in place and the ribbon cables are safe. They also sell these cleaning molds that can be used. Using some isopropyl alcohol and a cleaning cloth, I'm going to clean off the glue, trying not to apply too much pressure. Once the screen is clean and free of any glue, we can take it over to our laminating machine. This machine uses a vacuum to hold the screen in place as we apply Oka glue. I like to put a strip of tape over the ribbon cable so the Oka doesn't stick to it as I'm trying to align it. Once aligned, I will do a final wipe down, making sure that there is absolutely no dust on the LCD. This green light helps me to see any dust particles like the ultraviolet light would. With the LCD clean, I can apply the Oka. Now I'm going to be putting this LCD into an alignment mold. This helps me align the glass to the LCD to make sure it will fit in the frame when all is finished. I have to do this part fast to make sure no dust falls on the screen while the glue is exposed. Having a clean room with a filter helps to prevent that. Now we are ready for the laminator. This machine uses heat and pressure to remove any bubbles and help the Oka glue adhere to the glass. This process takes about 5 minutes or so. Okay, it's done, let's have a look. And voila, the screen is as new. No bubbles. Now let's go and test it and make sure it didn't get damaged in the process. We'll quickly put the board back in as well as the battery to boot it up. Looks like the screen is working and the touch function still works as well. Now I'm going to need to clean this frame up from the leftover adhesive as well as remove the charging port and the home button. Cleaning up is a very important step to make sure the screen will fit flush with the frame. The ear speaker works great, so I will keep it, but probably dirty, so it needs to be cleaned. After a good cleaning, we are ready to move on. These are all the new parts I'm going to be installing on this phone. For those of you that are curious, with the numbers rounded up, it cost me roughly $27 to do this restoration. Now let's begin reassembling the phone. Start with a charging port. Bottom and top of the screen adhesive. And the home button. After installing the new adhesive for the screen, I can put together the screen with the frame, first starting from the top and then aligning at the bottom. I need to make sure it aligns properly before applying any pressure. Next, I'm going to install the new battery and reinstall the board. After plugging in all the connectors, I will install the antenna wires from the charging port board to the main board. And finally, after double checking all the connectors, I can plug in the battery. Next, I'm going to install the housing and reinstall all the screws. Before applying the new Backglass, I'm going to test the phone functionality to make sure nothing was missed during the assembly. Looks like we're good to go. Let's go ahead and install the Backglass. As you've probably seen in my other videos, I like to use these FoodSaver vacuum sealing bags to apply even pressure all around, allowing the adhesive to fully adhere. Alright, let's do a final functionality test. And we're done. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, as well as subscribe if you haven't already. Also, make sure you hit that notification bell for more restoration and repair videos. I'll see you in the next one.